Welcome to EDU World Space.
So what we're given is this vector function, r of t being equal to t squared sine t minus t cosine t, and then cosine t plus t sine t. And our ultimate goal of this is to find the unit tangent vector and the unit normal vector. So we know that the unit tangent vector, which is written as capital T of t, is going to be equal to r prime of t over the magnitude of r prime of t. So obviously, based on what this says, we're going to want to find what r prime of t is. So we'll start by calculating that, and that's just going to be the derivative of r of t. So what we'll end up getting as a result is that this is equal to 2t t sine t t cosine t. So that's what we have for that. And then this is going to end up giving us, when we're calculating this right here, it's going to be t root 5. And that's when we take the square root of all of these individual components squared. So with that in mind now, what we have is just dividing them to find t of t. So our unit tangent vector is going to end up giving us 1 over root 5 times 2 sine t cosine t. And that right there is our unit tangent vector. Now onto the unit normal vector. We know that this can be written as capital N of t, and it'll be equal to big T of t, so the unit tangent vector, but the prime of that, and then the magnitude of big T prime of t. So now we need to find, of course, the derivative of the unit tangent vector. So when we do that, obviously the 1 over root 5 is going to be constant, so that'll just stay on the outside. And then we'll have on the inside, since it's 2, this should just be 0. Sine of t, the derivative of that is cosine t, and then the derivative of cosine t is negative sine t. So now that we have that, that will be our derivative of that, which then means when we take its magnitude, taking the square root of all the components squared, what we end up getting is just 1 over root 5. And this is really nice because the 1 over root 5 is going to cancel, and we will end up getting a normal vector that is equal to 0 cosine of t negative sine of t. So now that we have our unit tangent vector and our unit normal vector, we can now move on to part B. So this was all part A, this is part A as well, and now we're on to part B. So for part B, we want to find the formula for, we want to find curvature, and the formula for curvature is the magnitude of the derivative of the unit tangent vector over the magnitude of r prime of t. So from part A, we already know r prime of t is equal to t root 5, and the magnitude of t prime of t is equal to 1 over root 5. So all we have to do now is just divide those, and that will end up giving us our curvature, which is going to be equal 1 over, we're actually going to do it the opposite way. So this is going to be flipped actually. So what we're going to have is 1 over root 5 over t over root 5. So what's going to end up happening is we'll get 1 over 5t, and that will be our final answer for the curvature.